These are the key similarities between a Sacco or a credit union and a money market fund. To begin with, a money market fund is one of the key investment opportunities or investment vehicles that are offered by an asset management firm. So in this case, we are looking at the market in money market fund as an investment vehicle to a Sacco or a credit union and how similar the two are. And number one is what they are. These two, a credit union, a Sacco, and an MMF, our money market fund, they are both collective investment schemes. And in essence, they are created or they come into existence because of opportunities that were created by the main markets or the main subsectors, where a money market fund is a scheme that pulls resources together from retail investors in the investment markets, while Saccos or credit unions are collective investment schemes that pull funds from members of the public who are left out by the main banking system. So the bottom line is that the two are collective investment schemes. Number two is on purpose. The two are run by enterprises that enjoy the LLC status. LLC status donates. It is the owners of an enterprise who donate or delegate to the enterprise because of its existence as a person in the eyes of the law. And therefore, by virtue of the LLC, both a money market fund and an asset management firm and a credit union or a Sacco, they are taxed by a duty of maximizing the shareholders' wealth or the owner's wealth. Therefore, by purpose, it's very important to note that these two generate sufficient returns to grow the net worth of their owners. Then that will ask, who are the owners of a money market fund and who are the owners of a credit union or a Sacco? And that is what will come as a distinction of the two, that Saccos are owned by the members themselves, while money market funds are not owned by the investors or the members to that fund, those who are putting money in the fund. They are owned by other people. But for this case, in similarity, they enjoy the LLC status and therefore they are taxed with the responsibility of generating sufficient returns to grow the owner's net worth. Another is access or joining in the two. And the similarity is that they are easily accessible, or there is an easy process to join a money market fund or join a Sacco. There's both have online or technological applications or channels through which the members or the investors can join the schemes. Another case is on joining, while most money market funds do not charge any amount, and that is notable because of the competition in that environment, and also that it's a growing market. It's a growing subsector that faces stiff competition from the banking sector, which majorly controls the capital markets. Saccos In this case, we will be forced to narrow down to deposit-taking credit unions or Saccos. Because the very small Saccos, those ones, they join for free. But on leveraging or for purposes of comparing two entities at the same level, we will look at the deposit-taking Saccos, where mainly the joining fees are small, or the joining fees are made to be low amounts that will not become an hindrance to members joining the societies. The other part is on liquidation. How easy is it to access your capital or to access your investment, the money, the amounts that you're putting in? And in this case, we would say, as a common feature, it's easy for Saccos and money markets for the investor to access their money. But how? While for money market funds, you are required to access only the capital or the amounts that you have put in the scheme, and perhaps the amounts that have accumulated in the scheme in terms of returns. Saccos offer you several ways you can access your equity. And number one, you can access your funds in a Sacco through a loan, where Saccos offer different products with different characteristics. Accessing a Sacco, your funds in a Sacco in the form, or your capital in the form of a loan, as an advantage, you get to arbitrage, or you get, and also you get to enjoy the OPM, or using other people's money. And that is the reason why Saccos will allow you to access capital several times, or in a frequency that is more than what you have put in. That is maybe times 1, times 2, times 3, and sometimes Saccos are giving times 5, the amounts of alpha deposits. And we have to be specific, alpha deposits, because the deposit Saccos, being quasi-financial institutions, they offer quasi-banking services. And therefore, these Saccos offer many investment opportunities, and such will include high yield savings accounts that are similar or more or less like the money market funds. So it will not be fair to compare a money market fund directly with the alpha deposits that we put into Saccos. The same, it will not be fair to compare a money market fund to the share capital that members put into Saccos to acquire ownership or co-ownership of the Sacco, because share capital or equities serve long-term investments, and they are geared towards growth and returns in dividends. While MMFs, we look at growing the amounts or the capital itself and interest. So as a similarity, it is easy to liquidate your capital both in an MMF and a Sacco. While mostly because of the various products that or investment opportunities that a Sacco offer differ substantially with an MMF, that is why we would have the difference. But in terms of access, if it is deposits, so long as those amounts are not tied to a loan as a collateral or as a guarantee for other people's loan, Saccos have given turnaround times of hours. Just like MMFs. MMFs will give you an average of 4 days, because there are some that will allow you to access your money in 1 day, others 2 days, others 3 days, up to 7 days. But on average, it will give you 3 days. Deposit-taking Saccos, most of them process your requests in hours, depending on the time where you have given your request. So we can give it an average of 1 or 2 days. So the bottom line is that the similarity, an MMF and Saccos, they are easy to liquidate your capital. Another similarity between an MMF and a Sacco is that they have unlimited membership or unlimited number of investors, in that MMFs are open for investments and top-ups throughout the financial period. Saccos also in law are required to exercise open and voluntary membership throughout. They do not limit on terms of who is joining and those who are leaving. So the two, on terms of unlimited investments or members, they are the same. The other one, similarity, is returns. And from statistics and research, both MMFs and Saccos offer on average high returns on the investment. Distinction being that for MMFs, the returns come with the convenience of being automatically reinvested in the scheme, but for Saccos, it requires the member to issue instructions to the Sacco on what to do with the returns, the dividends, whether the interest on deposits and the dividend on share capital. Or rather, those amounts are paid to the member, and it's the member to plow them back into the investment. But the bottom line, we agree that the similarity is that both MMFs and Saccos offer on average high returns. Another similarity is on requirements for investment or requirement for investments. The two, MMFs and Saccos, have minimal requirements to invest or minimal documentation for any joining, because the two would require a copy of your ID, an application form, a PIN certificate, and maybe a documentation to elect your next of kin. That is minimum requirement for joining. Then another similarity is registration and oversight or regulation of these schemes. For an MMF or a money market fund has 4 levels of regulation. We will have the fund manager, who is tasked with the business of investing the fund. And in that case, as a regulation, the fund manager should divide the fund into 4, because he is not authorized to invest more than 25% of the fund into one investment. 2, we will have the custodian, who is responsible for holding or putting the custody of the money put into the fund. We have a 3rd level, that is a trustee, which is a bank that oversees to ensure that the fund is operated to the best interest of the investors. Then we have the CMA, who is the regulator, and that is the person or the officer charged with the responsibility of implementing the oversight laws. For Saccos, we have similar 4 levels of regulation, where we have notable 2 laws or 2 statutes that govern or oversight on Saccos. Where number 1 will have the Cooperative Societies Act CAF 490, which is domiciled in the Office of the Commissioner of Cooperative Development. And that is the law that governs, or that office governs or oversights registration, incorporation, and general supervision of Saccos, including the DT, all Saccos. Then we have the 2nd statute, that is the Sacco Societies Act of 2008 and amended in 2010. That statute is domiciled with the primary regulator of DT Saccos, and both are Saccos that are running a fund of more than 100 million worth of members' deposits. This fund, or this status, is domiciled with the SASRA, that is the Sacco Society Regulatory Authority, and it is purely for supervision or to offer prudential supervision of deposit-taking Saccos or Saccos that offer quasi-banking services in the subsector. Then there is a second level, that is the boards. Saccos operate under boards or committee known as the Central Management Committee, and there is a third, another level of committee, that is the Supervisory Committee, that ensures the Central Management Committee invests the Sacco or runs the Sacco in the best interest of the Sacco itself as an enterprise. Remember, the Sacco is a LLC, and the best interest of the members who are the owners of the Saccos. Then we shall have the management, which aids the board to run the Sacco through an intermediary, that is the Sacco CEO. Then fourthly, we have the AGMs, where AGMs are the supreme organ when it comes to the Sacco itself, and it is the AGM that authorizes or controls how the Sacco affairs has to be run. Therefore, Saccos as money market funds do enjoy diversified levels of control in order to protect member deposits or member interests and the interests of the Sacco as an enterprise. Another similarity is unlimited investment. Both money market funds and Saccos offer unlimited horizon for the investors to invest. There are no limitations on the amount of deposits or savings a member can hold in the high savings yield return. There are no limitation to the amount a member can invest in the high yield savings account or the deposit account held by Saccos. The same way, there is no limitation to the amount of money one can invest in a money market fund. The last one is minimum investment. Both Saccos and money market funds give a minimum amount that an investor can put into their investment. The list that money market funds in the market have given as the minimum investment and the top up is 100 shillings. While for Saccos, the minimum investment in the market has maintained at 1,500 shillings. But just like in the money market funds, the minimum investments vary from one fund to another, from one Sacco to another. So in similarity is that there are minimum investments that one is required to make in a Sacco, in a money market fund. In general, by purpose, both money market funds and Saccos are collective investment schemes. And these are the differences between money market funds and Saccos.